Let's talk about some doomsday bullshit. No. That scene actually did make me kind of mad. Like, they totally fucked up Doomsday.
Yeah, I'm not too familiar with Doomsday, but I know enough that, well, at least he eventually started to look a little bit the way he should have.
Honestly, the boss would have been perfectly fine if they hadn't called him Doomsday. Just saying the name's Doomsday fucked it up. Like,
yeah.
Well, that's a bummer.
Like,
like just don't even say anything. Just give us that nod. Like, yeah, you know who this is, but
yeah, you know who this is.
Yeah.
It isn't that thing, but
so there's a thing with the writers again.
Yeah. Oh my god, that first speech. That which falls has fallen.
So casting wise, okay, so let's start from the top, at least in my notes. Casting wise, I mean, we talked about this in the other video. Ben Affleck, great job. It's really difficult to dive into something like Batman vs. Superman without establishing your own movies, which is something we talked about yesterday. Like, in Marvel, you have your Avengers. Sorry, this is going to be a huge comparison because I'm a huge Marvel fan, but it's like you
can't really talk about one
without
comparing it to the other.
But you had, your Captain America, you had
especially
your Iron Man.
Especially when you're talking about like an ensemble movie like this is.
With the exception of like the Hulk, who's had several different faces. But you're getting someone like Ben Affleck to dive in without that backstory right after Christian Bale just, hung up the suit. Kind of having to... That's why we had that slow part of the first movie where it's like, here's Batman. This is why he's so brooding, even though we all know why he's so brooding, because he's Batman.
Just the whole sequence, they had to fucking rehash his parents dying again. Like, we have seen that so many times.
I swear to God, that scene was just for the pearls. Like, the only reason they had
Martha.
that
Martha.
Oh, yeah.
For the sake of Martha being said later.
And he's like this Jesus character with the bats lifting him up into the air.
That was really weird.
That was supposed to be a dream sequence.
That's a dream
though,
sequence.
Right?
There's like 100 dream sequences in this.
Oh my god! Like every time fucking Ben Affleck takes a nap,
he's got the worst dreams, dude. When he the one where he was at his mom's tombstone and the fucking bat creature jumps out, that scared the shit out of me. You don't remember
it was
that?
scary.
Oh, okay.
Dude, yeah, casting. I still think he did a pretty good job, no matter what people are saying, at least in my opinion. But yeah, we did have a really slow time. I think his scenes were actually more interesting to me than Superman going to visit his mom and, dealing with Lois. And
it was kind of interesting. Like, the most feels part of the movie, for me at least, was the beginning sequence that was supposed to be when Bruce Wayne was in Metropolis during
during the end of Man of Steel,
like he had the whole sequence where he's like covering the girl and whatever and like looking at the camera, and I was like, oh man,
that was a really good
scene.
He's so
I like
stressed
that right now.
It was almost like Mass Effect 3, with Shepard and the kid, and that's what it felt like to me. When they're tearing everything up and all this destruction, and then the hero comes in. And
that scene did a really good, portrayal of like what it's like just to be a random civilian in the middle of all this shitstorm.
And actually, the whole movie was really good about that. Like the cop sequence when he was going.
That was horrifying. Oh, that was like, genuinely, I was on the edge of my seat for that scene. I was like, what is going on?
One thing I will super give this movie credit for is it was brutal as fuck. Like
Batman,
it was
straight up killed people.
Yeah, he had a lot of kill count. Like, oh my god, people. He killed like I can think of at least 8 people he killed.
Which was kind of weird to me. Okay, so the whole story is about how he's pissed that Superman is wreaking havoc on the city. In turn,
and
there's
people are dying
so much
because of it.
Yeah, and he's rolling people over with his mobile over there.
He
and I'm
has
just like,
guns and shit.
yeah, and he's like throwing. Oh my god, branding people. I was just like, so all this damage too. What are you doing? But tit for tat, I guess, was his mindset.
Oh, so it was.
It was satisfying though. I enjoyed it.
It was.
It was very visceral. Like, you could feel a lot of the hits.
Yeah, I liked brutal Batman.
Yeah.
Friggin', it was an interesting kind of jump from like the Dark Knight. You've got like a darker Batman compared to what we had seen before that, and like he's maybe a little bit
Batman
more
and Robin Batman.
Yeah, exactly.
Batman, I mean.
Like he's a he's a lot like more brooding, and the storyline's a lot darker, and like the villains are killing a lot of people. But then you jump into this where Batman's just a fucking psychopath.
That brings up a good point. Did you see any villains kill people in this movie? It was all the superheroes killing people in this movie.
Damn, dude.
Except like at the African camp.
Oh yeah, the really random.
Which was
mercenaries.
Jimmy Olsen works for the CIA.
Was that
was Jimmy Olsen?
Jimmy Olsen.
He was. I was hoping he wasn't.
That was
Dang
Jimmy
it.
Olsen.
Oh,
that explains,
I guess, the
Superman signal there.
Was it implied or was he credited?
He was credited.
Oh, dear.
Yeah.
This changes everything.
And that scene was so weird on its own.
That was pointless.
Now that you bring it up, it's all coming back to me now. Now that you bring that up, I thought that was really out of place, really weird. I mean, to set up the whole trial for Superman, I get it. That was a plot point there, but yeah, I thought that was completely weird.
That made no sense, though. Everybody was shot. Superman doesn't use guns. So why was he on trial?
I don't know why that reminded me, but there was a scene where Batman, like, takes a gun from somebody and, like, smacks, like, 3 other people with it and, like, throws it at somebody, and then he blows someone up. And it's just like, why didn't you just fucking shoot
You're
them?
lucky number 7.
So there were a couple of fight scenes with Batman and some goons. The first one in that weird, was it the dream sequence in the desert with your Fallout, your duster? Kind of felt like a dance. I mean, I know that that's how it's supposed to be. Like it's all supposed to go fluid and stuff like that. But it just felt like, I think at one point you see him reach out for the guy's hand to like pull him aside, but it just looked too sensational. Like it was just so staged, and I was like, I don't know if they did that on purpose, but then later on they made up for it because he's fighting, all these guys, and I think, was it like a warehouse or like, what was it?
Random warehouse.
Random warehouse.
I think it was some office building or something.
And it totally felt like, I don't know if, anybody's played the Batman
the Arkham games.
Yeah, but it really felt like that, and that was really awesome to watch because I liked that fighting style in game. To see that actually happen in the movie was really neat.
During the wasteland sequence, I remember there was one part of the fight where you could just see like the hesitation in his step, like his timing was off or something. Like he was supposed to grab somebody as they ran by or something, and like just the timing was weird.
Oh dear.
And I just remember catching that and being like,
you're like, no. Oh.
No. That same scene I was just talking about that was so awesome. The cops and the like
the Batman
scene or whatever. Yeah, where like everybody is freaking out.
Yeah.
I just remember him in the corner, like.
This
is his ninja hiding spot, and the cop's just like.
Oh yeah. Oh my god. Wasn't ready.
Wasn't ready.
But yeah, then with the fight scenes and talking about damages to the city, they didn't give any fucks and were punching each other into buildings and abandoned or not. Okay, you're destroying a lot of stuff.
I like how Batman had to point that out too. That section of the city was abandoned.
There. It's abandoned, except Lois, who happens to be standing there for no reason.
Oh no, she was there for a reason.
She was there for
a plot point. To fuck up the fucking fight.
So many plot holes in this movie, but I don't understand how Lex randomly knew both of their secret identities.
That was really weird. Like there was no like build up to that.
I mean, maybe it's in like the deleted scenes or something, but
like I guess just at the library opening, he was like, "Wait a second,
I can see it in your chin." Like, Clark, take your glasses off. His little speech there, it was just. Maybe it's just because I'm so like picky or nitpicking at this character to begin with. I know he's crazy, but it was kind of awkward to me.
Like I said, I'm not a huge DC fan. I don't know everything there is to know, but isn't Lex Luthor kind of like the villain that you hate to like? Like you're supposed to like him even though he's the bad guy?
I think he goes through periods like that, but there's also times where like he kills a bunch of people and then gets killed himself, and he's like, "Wrong, that was a fucking clone."
Maybe that's how they'll
alive.
explain it. He's a clone. That's why he's so crazy.
That could be
Yeah.
it.
He's a clone.
That would also explain why
Scorpius
he's
Rex.
younger than everybody.
Oh my gosh, the age. Yeah, that was throwing me off. I'm all, isn't Alfred supposed to be like super old compared to Batman, but not
Yeah, now he's
happening, and now he's
old
kinda
man
young.
Batman, and
Yeah.
Alfred's exactly the same.
Side
age
point,
as he was
I
Going-
really hope that since he's old man Batman now, that they can somehow do Batman Beyond. Like
That would be
eventually,
neat.
I want that so bad.
I think that would be good.
the Superman Buster armor. So like
Superman Buster. I know, that's what I was thinking.
So
Hello,
like,
Buster.
that could be, I guess, kind of their segue to that, because that existed in the Batman
Mhm.
universe. So, I mean, the Batman Beyond universe.
Yeah.
I
so.
do like the explanation, and again, I don't know if this is how things happen in comics, but the explanation of why he alters his voice. I mean, that makes more sense to kind
That
of
was
keep
cool.
your
I did like
identity secret. That it's not the Bale, traditional Bale. I think that was really interesting. The voice modulator.
How does it go again?
Rachel.
Rachel. Where were the other jokes going?
You know, getting up to the point to where that Superman Buster armor is busted when he finds out Martha's name is the same as his mom. Your mom's name's the same as my mom.
We can be friends now.
That was the turning point. That was what you picked to.
You gotta protect Martha.
She won't die this time. Like.
How do you know that?
And then out of nowhere, Amy Adams, who didn't hear the first part of the conversation, ran in and went,
She's his mom.
"That's his mom's name." And I was like, how did you even know that's what they were talking about? He just dove in front of the psychopath.
Well, he was probably crying Martha like for an hour before she got there.
Even though they
They
fought
were
for
on a
like 20
time limit.
minutes.
They only fought for 20 minutes, yeah.
Because she only had an hour and now she had less time.
We did enjoy the movie,
We
I
did,
promise.
I swear.
Yeah, we actually
but there
liked the
were
movie. There were just a
some
lot of bad things.
points. I think at one point, like, something had happened or something was said, and I just look over and Steve's like,
Oh my god.
really? I was like, I know the feel, bro. Okay.
You know what and who we haven't talked about at all?
Whatever.
Fucking Wonder Woman.
Awesome.
Dude, she was super rad, and like the costume was cool
Yes.
and the character was cool, but she was so fucking pointless to the movie.
She
Like,
was.
She
It
was
was-
shoehorned in so goddamn hard.
Yeah, it was almost like they're all, here's Batman v Superman, and we could use her, I guess, because that will be our key
Well,
to introducing
I'm
everyone else.
also hoping, because she's getting her own movie, right?
God, I hope so. It's changed. Directors changed hands so many times.
So I'm hoping that like maybe that will kind of tie into like why she was there in the first place, because that never really got explained. She was looking for something.
It was
She was-
the
it was
picture
the-
because it's
yeah.
evidence
Yeah.
that she was immortal or
Yeah.
whatever. But like even that is
That was a really
so-
weak
yeah.
reason to put her in the movie, though.
Yeah.
Like
I'm glad she
even
was in the movie,
mentions
but-
she separated herself from mankind for 100 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like if the picture leaks, just stay separated from
Yeah,
mankind for a
don't-
while.
Or
Yeah, I was gonna say, just
you're
ignore
like
it.
descended from this person or something like.
Eh.
That's my grandma. Great,
Again,
great,
oh yeah, that's my great grandma Wonder Woman.
Great. I know, don't worry about that. Okay. In one of the I think the cast that we talked about when they announced the trailer and everything, and they, you know, announced who she was. I know I had my doubts about the actress, mostly because you know I have a thing about like fantasy casting, and I knew who I wanted to play her, and I think that would have been cool. Plus, the only thing I had to go off of was one of the Fast movies, which, you know, a lot of even our coworkers, you know, they're like, wow, she's like skin and bones. You know, Wonder Woman's supposed to be this built, just goddess. And, you know, she came out and did great. I think I followed a couple of posts that she was like training, you know, she was working her ass off to get into this role. There wasn't enough of her in the movie, to be honest. When she came out, I like leaned over and I was all, yes! Like I was so excited.
Everyone in the theater cheered,
Yeah,
especially the
like,
women.
yeah.
They were very girl power when she came on
Nothing wrong
screen.
with that.
I didn't say there was.
No, she
was
was
happy with
awesome. Like none of the problems that I have with Wonder Woman in the movie have anything to do with the actress or
Right.
even like the writing for her part was
It was
fine.
actually not bad.
It was just really random and had no points.
Now I'm only hoping that the other Justice League peeps are just as strong.
Justice Strong.
See what I did there? Jason Momoa, I mean, he's cool. He was a really weird pick for me, I think, for Aquaman because
That scene.
that's
The scene was so awful.
This scene was the worst. Just
He's like, hey, what are you doing there?
Get off my lawn.
That's what I thought. I want to see what he can do for Aquaman. I mean, I've only seen the promo stills that have been released, and now
You've
this
seen what he
really
can do with his
awkward- What
trident.
he can do, he can push away cameras, poke it away. Flash, I think, got some really weird press. I don't know what I was reading, but some people were giving him flack.
it was
How
so
can you give
strange
him flack?
not-
There was like
5 seconds of it,
Yeah.
literally.
It was really strange not to just tie into the TV universe.
I know.
though.
That's what I was saying.
Like I don't.
I really wish. I wish they would have.
Unless they're going with one of the other Flashes, I guess. But they already introduced Wally West
mhm.
and Barry Allen, who it's centered around. So I forget what the name of the other Flash is, but I guess it could be him.
Speaking of shoehorn though, that whole scene with her clicking on each and
Oh,
every
yeah.
one of those
I figured
was so drawn out and
I-
pointless. Cyborg scene was extremely awkward.
Oh my god, that might have been one of the worst scenes in the
That was
movie.
worse than the Aquaman scene, I think. Like,
Yeah.
that was
and
really
you guys
awkward.
hated that
And-
Aquaman scene.
And what's worse is that was like his origin.
Yeah,
And Cyborg's getting his own movie, so I'm assuming they're going to do the origin in that. So
yeah. I mean, at least for the terrible Aquaman scene, it was like 30 seconds long.
it
The
felt
30
like 10
I
minutes.
was gonna say you guys.
the
That was so
cyborg
long.
scene took forever.
Yeah.
Just like, come on, bro.
Yeah, I felt like that could have been like an after credit scene. Like her just clicking on those to like
Does
tease.
Marvel have a copyright on that?
You know what I mean? Like, because it was drawn out during the movie, but it would have made more sense.
So if Cyborg's getting his own movie, is Flash getting his own movie?
Not that I've heard.
See, this is weird.
Honestly, it would have made more sense just to show the emblems. Comic book fans know those emblems.
Yeah.
They didn't have
That's
to
why
have
I
the
was like,
clips
you
at
know,
all.
you see them
Yeah.
in the files, and I was like, okay, they're all implied, obviously.
Or they didn't even have to do scenes. They could have just clicked on them and,
And had, like, a
these
file.
are the
Yeah,
actors that we're using.
Yeah.
Oh.
That's kind of what they did, right? In like, you know, in the Marvel side, on the Marvel
Yeah,
side,
a little
like,
bit, yeah.
oh, check out this Easter egg. Look at the files on the computer. You can see their names
But
right
Marvel
here. Like,
had time.
I know.
That's the
I
thing.
know.
DC's
Oh, yeah.
really fast tracking their
Please.
whole.
I was a
DCCU.
DC fan. I was a DC fan when I was a kid, you know, and I mean, I still am, obviously, Batman. But it's like, when it comes to the cinematic universe and being, you know, a fangirl of either side, I mean, you could do both, but Marvel is like, they got it down. Like, come on, guys. Like, learn from what they're doing, and I actually really hope that they grow from this. And they, you know, develop something good out of, even though it's getting mixed reviews.
Oh my god. The storyline choice, though, was such a bad one to begin a universe. Throw the-
Batman v Superman. That's gonna sell tickets. That's the only reason that they went with that.
That's true.
That's probably.
I mean,
And
does anyone...
hey, we're gonna have two of our, you know, our two most popular heroes in the same movie. We might as well use that to kickstart Justice League.
I guess that does get things started a lot more easily than, hey guys, want to see another Batman
Yet another
origin?
Batman.
Well, we're getting another Batman movie with
I
Affleck,
know,
a solo
yeah.
movie. So
Are they going to do the origin, though? Or are they going to
I hope to
like,
God
Oh my
not.
God.
If I have to see Martha and whatever his dad's name is die one more time,
Oh my god, they played that scene like 6 times.
In
They also
the
did-
movie.
he was
they also
so
did it in Gotham.
Gotham, yeah. I was gonna say we just saw it in Gotham. You know, the Bale movies. I know have played it.
The cinematographer or the director or somebody was really proud of that Pearl scene. Just
Okay.
I think it was
okay.
well done.
That was pretty cool though with the
it
gun.
was cool,
the way that
but we
happened.
didn't need to see it like 6 times.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and all the pearls.
And
Again,
they,
I watched that like the comic panel.
No, I get it, but it doesn't translate as well to a movie.
That's true.
That's
Maybe 10 times, 20 times in the movie.
And what's weird about that is they could have actually done like a better, more artistic tie-in with that, where like they had the scene where Bruce fell and like the pearl fell out of his pocket or whatever. They could have just had scenes of like Bruce Wayne like holding the pearl.
Yeah, that would have been.
Like,
I think that would have been more meaningful.
yeah.
Honestly, they could have done that and then maybe have the sound of gunshots,
Just
and
so
they
we
could
can
have
make this
pushed
movie.
the fucking story forward.
Yeah.
Like, hey,
Go guys, let's go.
Let's
It was
go.
like watching if Seth MacFarlane had written this movie, because every 5 seconds it's
It's a
like, let's do a
flashback.
flashback.
I think, okay, talking about the secondary characters real quick, how you brought that up in the first video, I think that Lawrence Fishburne had some of the coolest lines in the movie. A lot of the throwback lines, a lot of those one-liners that kind of kick you back to Smallville.
What is this, 1938?
Yeah, so...
Because that's when...
Get it? But I think that he did pretty good.
Yeah,
I didn't
it wasn't
mind
bad.
him.
What was the Batman line? We in Gotham know what happens when clowns in colorful outfits.
Oh yeah, something about the city not taking too well to clowns or something like that. And see what you did there.
Oh, there were a lot of great references in there.
There were.
I also feel like the whole Senate hearing bit was like pointless. I understand they used that to kind of propel some other plot points that didn't really make sense, but
then you got that weird, you guys mentioned this last night, like that love-hate Superman relationship. Like, do you praise him? Do you loathe him? But then you celebrate him, but then you banish him. Like, there's that constant, like, struggle.
I guess the point of that was to like turn public opinion against Superman, but like public opinion was already kind of against Superman.
Mm-hmm.
yeah, it was like
And
split.
like he so obviously wasn't the one that walked into the Senate building with a bomb.
But then everyone's like, oh, but if he knew about it, does that make him guilty?
It's like, do you want him to be using his X-ray vision everywhere he goes? Like, is that the thing that you hope he's doing? And it's not like
Hero struggle.
it's not like Batman needed more motivation to want to kill Superman. He was already working on it.
Right.
His conviction was so strong. Bruce Wayne.
Yeah, 18 months. He's like, I'm gonna fucking kill Superman. I'm gonna fuck this little nerd up.
Oh, yeah.
And then
Martha,
like that.
your mom has the same name as mine.
Bruh. That point probably pissed me off the most.
From a storyteller's point of view, though, I mean, I get that, but I just didn't think that it was strong enough. I think, granted, they're on a time limit, remember, but it's like, it just was a really weak way to turn the fight around.
I got it. I know how they could have done it better. So, abandoned part of the city, right? Oh no, a homeless child getting in the middle of all this fucking mess. Superman dives out in front of him to like save him from fucking falling debris or something, because debris is always falling in superhuman
Probably
movies.
because they flew into some building and made the debris.
And then Batman's like, whoa, he cares for that child the same way I totally cared for that child back in Metropolis that time.
I was a child once.
I was a boy. And then
when I was a little bat boy.
But,
Oh, man.
I mean, even that would have made more fucking sense. Just random, like, homeless kid or some shit. Then
Why does he gotta be homeless?
Because he's in the abandoned part of the city. Why would he not be homeless? I mean, why
That's
why
kind of,
why would a kid with a home be wandering into the abandoned part of the city? And, I mean, it could be a kid with a really bad set of parents. And then they've got that to bond over.
Ah.
You're like, I wish we had bad parents, but they're dead.
Okay, I did enjoy. Well, obviously the fights were really good, but I freaking laughed when him and Superman were fighting, and then like Superman's powers would come back.
Oh yeah.
And that oh shit moment.
I was like, no.
He had that one scene. He was like that.
No. That gradual like
He's like,
realization.
hold on there, big guy.
Just kidding. I'll hold on.
Superman's got that gotcha look on.
Yeah, however, with the kryptonite and Lois Lane and the spear
Pointless bitch.
and the water, it drove me nuts that she went out to the island or abandoned part of the city or whatever to begin with, just to be that plot twist.
That's all she was through the whole movie, was a plot point.
You know what,
Yeah, but then she's got the spear, and then she randomly throws it out into the water, and then she stays there because Batman and Superman decide to leave
You know,
because of time.
To be totally fair to her, playing devil's advocate a little bit because I still think she's a fucking idiot. But she saw Batman change his mind because him and Clark have moms with the same name. Or something. So she's like, wow, this guy's real fucking fickle. They're friends right now, but like maybe I should hide this.
Yeah, I'm
Because
gonna
he
get
might
rid of
change
this
his
real
mind
quick.
again.
Okay, that's not the part that really bugged me. The part where she went back for it.
Yeah.
Like, how did she know that she would need it?
Yeah,
That's
that's true. They hadn't, or they didn't even announce the kryptonite.
Yeah, she
Maybe
didn't know
she
Doomsday
kinda-
was
She was
Kryptonian.
around. Yeah, although she also knew about Martha, so maybe she's just psychic. She has plot knowledge. That's what it is. Which, I mean, that's usually a Batman power, so.
That Batman workout, though. You all over that, Steve?
That looked hard. I'm not going to do that. Not for a while, at least. And that chain looked really uncomfortable.
It
I'm
did.
probably not gonna. I'm not gonna.
Pulling
tie it.
tires and.
I mean, I don't.
I just think it's funny because that was another kind of pointless scene, though. Because, like, what did he do? Did he work out for a day or two? Like,
That's what. Yeah.
was that really going to
That
help
was his
him?
training montage. Like.
I'm really mad at Superman. I'm really mad at Superman.
See, and that's how they could have tied in some flashbacks, like maybe earlier in the movie, like show him like getting out some of his aggression, his like, you know, an outlet while the flashbacks are happening in his head, like quietly. Like,
He's going kind of crazy
yeah,
in this movie.
kinda. Wait, okay, so with the Flash and his little vision dream thingy, I mean that was Flash, right? That came to him. That was like, you have to find all of us.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, was that Flash?
I think
That's
that
what I
was
thought,
Flash.
'cause
That's
I
what I
thought
was
I saw a
thinking.
bolt.
But then I've heard that other people were saying that it could have been Robin.
Oh.
Who knows? I would have thought it was Flash. That's kind of who I thought it was in the movie.
Yeah.
But
I just assumed that it was Captain Plot Point.
Well, as with a lot of this movie. And then just talking about Batman scenes versus Superman scenes here.
We like barely talked about Superman scenes because they
To
were
be
all
honest, they were like.
there wasn't a lot of them. It was
I could have
mostly.
not really done without him. I mean, I understand why they did the thing with the mom because, you know, she was plot point later, but it's like the scene with the dad, which, spoiler alert, because I didn't know that happened, that his dad was dead. It just felt so misplaced. Like, he's like, oh, woe is me. Like, I'm such a tragic hero, and I'm going to go up to the mountains where no one could see me. And
I just want to help people.
And then I'm talking to my dad. And so it's just like random scenes in the beginning of the movie. Like, I think they just throw me off. They threw me off a little bit. I don't want to say random because, yeah, I get that they're pertinent to the story and they're, you know, they made sense, but not in the order which they appeared. That just to me.
Much as I didn't really appreciate Doomsday, I thought the fight was pretty badass.
It was pretty cool. I liked how everyone had their own like piece of the fight. That to me felt closer to the coordination and the teamwork with like a Marvel movie, like the Avengers, how they're taking down, you know.
I did have to laugh though because like when they were fighting him and you know Doomsday's gonna unleash this big blast or whatever, Superman and Wonder Woman were just like, all right, we're gonna take it. Batman ran his ass behind a building.
I like getting to see like her sword, her shield, the lasso.
Mm-hmm. We got to see all that.
I thought that was
And like I said, I never
the
knew she
razors,
had
too.
some
everything.
ability. I never knew she had an ability like that.
I like the little call out to the JLA movie at the end where he's like, we gotta find all these metahumans.
everyone like you. Let's find Nick Fury. Wait.
What if they don't want to help? They will.
They're gonna have to fight.
But why? Just 'cause.
Because justice. Didn't you kill like 50 people? Justice.
He says that as he's branding every single. Why didn't he brand?
He branded
the
shit
wall?
at the end of the movie.
That
Hit the
actually
wall,
confused
though.
me that he was even going to like that he was
brand
even
him?
thinking about it because like the first two it was a pedophile and a sex trafficker.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I thought like the idea of the brand was like the worst of the worst as like a
Yeah.
signal
Your
to like
scarlet
kill the
letter,
fuck out of these
basically.
people when they
Yeah.
get to prison. And Lex Luthor is definitely a scumfuck, not a kid raper. So,
That's true.
Yeah.
That scene was weird too.
It was. Just all of it. All of it. Okay, so I will say this. even though I just didn't really care for the character, yes, he did play him very well as far as like being crazy.
And how did he know about
I have
the...
all these ticks and yeah, this is weird.
He brings up the thing coming from space or whatever, which I assume is supposed to be like the ultimate evil. I'm not very familiar with the DC universe. But how does he just know that? How does he just know things?
Well, probably from... Okay, this I will give it credit, because probably from the ship, with all the
from
knowledge
everywhere.
that I had.
Yeah, had all the
Okay.
knowledge from everywhere else.
The only big DC villain that I know about is Darkseid, so I'm assuming it was probably him that they were talking about.
So despite all the complaining, it's still a really fucking good movie. It's
Yeah.
just... Or, well, it's still a pretty good movie. Just
Yeah.
a lot of weirdness to it. A lot of terrible dialogue.
Yeah.
A
A lot of like
scenes.
head scratching moments.
Yeah.
Facepalm moments.
Yeah, that too.
It wasn't cohesive. It was like a montage of like, this is what the
Yes.
DC universe is going to be.
Well, that's what I say. It was like an ADD movie. Like it
Like,
just
go
didn't
here,
know where it
go
wanted to
here.
go. It was just all over the place.
In the war between Batman vs Superman, I think I was more Batman in this movie.
Oh yeah.
Batman's support. Team Batman, whatever.
I was team Commissioner Gordon, and then he never showed up.
Oh.
So, yeah.
Neither did Barbara. She's in the extra special
Oh yeah.
deleted scenes.
Oh.
I guess the take home, coming to Blu-ray sometime later
Make
this
it a
year.
3-hour movie.
It's gonna be the rated R version.
God.
Oh yeah, rated R. Yeah.
Which
gonna be
I think
more
I'll
brutal.
check out for sure. Just to get all those deleted scenes, deleted characters.
Yeah.
Just to get more out of it.
So she's
Maybe then
DLC.
it'll make more sense.
Wait,
yeah.
So wait, is she coming in as Oracle?
No,
Oh, okay. Cause
she's just gonna be Barbara Gordon as far as we know.
Oh, okay, because I was gonna say that
Because Joker's not even in this. So
bringing in Oracle would have made so much more sense than bringing in Wonder Woman
That's
for
true.
old man Batman.
but we didn't even see Joker. So
But he kind of
reference.
Right,
well, he
reference,
mentioned
yeah, I was gonna say.
clowns, but I don't know if that.
well, on the bat
And the
suit.
suit too. The joke's on you.
Oh, right. Okay. Yeah.
See
But-
things we miss. Gotta watch it again on Blu-ray.
On Blu-ray later. After I watch Star Wars again on Blu-ray, and like 5 more times.
Yeah, pretty much.
I enjoyed it.
Yep.
It was a good
Still a
movie
good
for what
movie.
it was, and
I don't think it deserved quite as much heat as it did.
Yeah.
But I understand why.
I understand where
even-
everyone's coming from. Yeah.
Even not being too huge of a DC fan, I still understand why some folks were like about it. But worth it. I think it was pretty fun, pretty exciting. And still, I'll say this again: great job, Ben Affleck.
Mhm.
You're doing great as Batman, so we look forward to that. Or I do. Don't know about you guys.
Yeah.
And hey, I mean, DC's a boring universe anyway, so the first half of the movie fit right in.
Sorry,
Aw.
DC fans.
Sorry, DC fans. Sorry, Stephen Amell and Arrow and Flash and all the good CW
Well, I mean,
shows.
they're cool.
You guys are cool.
Yeah.
You guys can hang. And on that note, thank you for joining us, and we'll see you guys
See
next
you
time.
next time.